I am casually observing, just like a lot of you, and have been for quite some time now. I graduated from high school about 10 years ago here in the United States, and to understand my point of view, which I assure you I find no more valuable than anyone else's, let me describe to you the ironic and at times humorous predicament I find myself in as the country and, dare I say, the world stands on the brink of something great and terrible. I am, by identity politics standards, a complete enigma. I am very multiracial, which has given me access to many different cultures and backgrounds, and I am not straight. I'd like to say both my family lines are simple and easy to understand, but they are not. So we aren't getting into that right now. But I assure you that trauma comes from both families in various formats. The kicker here is that I was raised very religious before that all went to hell with more secrets and liars, and brought up in a very conservative, tight knit small town. The mixed thing that I have going on here gave me an advantage because I learned early that identity politics weren't real, because either the majority die off or end up looking like me anyway, right? That's what's gonna happen, right? I just assumed we'd all end up with this nice tan at some point, but I digress. I come from a military family, decided to serve myself once my mom was remarried and younger siblings were settled, and the military gave me the best people and the best family a soul could hope for on this strange world. But it took a lot of other stuff. Ultimately, I decided to exit the military after my first contract, after again watching more men that were in authority over me bend the knee to a higher power and speak more lies. Even worse now, lies that they didn't even believe. I didn't learn all the lessons the military would teach me until I decided to leave it. Like a toxic relationship, there was pressure from every direction and promises of support no matter what route was taken, until I said no. Once you decide to leave the military, everything changes. I don't even claim to have done something great, but once you're out, where do you go? What do you do? Knowing what you do now, perceiving life in this new fashion, and then going back to normal? What is that? Coping is not living. And I faced that head on almost immediately due to physical injury, depression, and excessive drinking right after the military. Hell, during the military. The root cause of all this, I have discovered for me, is the constant state of being alone, feeling that disconnection from everyone else, and that distrust. The reason I've always felt disconnected and distrusting, every person that claims to be in a position of authority over me always lies. My father, my churches, leadership, our media, our military, our government, they're all always lying. And then it hit me one day, and I realized that everyone is lying. I'm lying. But what do you do when you believe the lies that you speak? How could we ever know? We wouldn't know. Are we in hell or atop the Tower of Babel, speaking so similarly to each other, but failing to understand our true language, which is love? I had to hit my lowest point in order to see where my personal priorities actually were, and decide to live, decide to get up, and decide to get healthier, to get better than I was, and it brought me here, to this microphone, something I never thought I would do, because I've inadvertently camouflaged my entire life. But it's time for those who can speak to do so, because luck favors the brave and we need to start addressing the big issues that matter. I am a product of the division of this country. What does that make me? I am politically, racially, and socially wandering in the grayscale. However, what I do believe in is self-sovereignty, consent, and free knowledge. It can be a beautiful world if we let it.